Kirk Tuckwall here with your Market Monday real estate stats for the Twin Cities area. Are pending sales really down? Finally? Well, we'll get into that in just 1 second. But first, make sure you click on that subscribe button. We know that knowledge is power, and the more knowledge that you have about our Twin Cities real estate market, the more that you can leverage that to your advantage. So again, click on that subscribe button. Let's dive into the data. Showings per week, per listing, still on the rise, moving really fast right now. It was at a 7.76 a couple weeks ago, now up at an 8.6. That's tracking ahead of last year by 24%. These are very similar showing rates that we were seeing as far as ahead of last year back in August and September timelines when that market was really cooking along there. A total number of total showings, 3524 in comparison to last year's 2,044. So yeah, a lot of buyers that seem to be out in the market right now in comparison to last year. Let's jump in to the total number of new listings. Some really interesting data there. So new listings down 2.8% over the same time last year. Not necessarily something that we want to see, but a positive light here is that we are tracking ahead of just a week ago by 5%. So we do have more listings coming into the marketplace. As we talked about last week, that should help provide some ease over time. Another point here is pending sales. I had mentioned, yeah, they're really down over the same time last year, 1.8%, after week after week after week of being ahead by drastic paces. Now, that said, when we look at those pending sales, that we're seeing that still ahead of just a week ago. And I can tell you by looking at the upcoming trends, it looks like the total number of new listings coming on in the last 7 days is picking up. So we should see some, I hope, positive gains even over this last week when we get to the next week here. Let's talk about the interest rates. So from our resident mortgage geek, Chad Preby, sends this over. So mortgage rates currently trending still on the low side. Likelihood of them going up or down is basically neutral across the board. And that's what we had seen when we look back at the trends over the last week, is that mortgage rates remained flat when looking at Freddie Mac, 2.73 2 weeks ago to 2.73 last week. So where does all of this put our market meter? Well, that pending sales wasn't enough to move it really. We're still at a 10, so an extremely strong seller's market, 3 weeks running. I still think we're probably, a few more months left of pacing at a pretty high rate. However, for buyers, there is some light when we're looking at those total number of new listings picking up, up actually pretty drastically over just a month ago. So you should be seeing a lot more coming onto the market now, especially now that we're past Super Bowl time. And for sellers, still a really, really great time. You don't want to wait until it's green outside, or you're going to miss out on some green. That market meter is going to start dropping off here in a couple months. So if you are thinking about selling, now is a really good time to do that. Again, if you found this information valuable, click on that subscribe button. Take care, be safe, and have a great week.